Have you ever heard the sound of thunder cutting through the silence of the Rocky Mountains? It's not the wind. It's not a storm. It's the anticipation of something grand, almost epic. A name, a number, 99, Aaron Judge. Since his debut in 2016 with the Yankees, Judge has not just been a home run hitter. He's been a symbol, a 6'7" colossus who commands crowds, shifts the course of games, and challenges the limits of the sport. MVP, icon leader, one of the most dominant players of the modern era. But there's still one place where his power hasn't echoed. A single field where he has never played an official regular season game. And now, that field is about to witness the impact of a true force of nature. We're talking about Coors Field, the Rocky Stadium, nestled in Denver, Colorado, known for one unique factor: altitude. Over 5,200 feet above sea level, the thin air changes the way the game is played. Balls travel farther. Hits take on a life of their own. It's a paradise for hitters, but also a treacherous ground for those who step in unaware of its unwritten rules. And it's right there that Aaron Judge is about to step in for the very first time. This is more than just a game. It's a symbolic debut, because even the greatest need to complete their own maps. Judge has already left his mark on virtually every major ballpark in the league. Fenway Park, Camden Yards, Minute Maid Park, Yankee Stadium. He's destroyed in all of them. But Coors Field remains a missing piece in this legendary puzzle. Which brings us to now. Aaron Judge arrives in Denver, despite still playing an absolutely dominant moment. He has played in all 49 of the Yankees games so far this season. Yes, every single one. A feat that alone speaks of consistency and resilience. But the numbers are even more astonishing. A .396 average, 16 home runs, and a 3.8 WAR. It's the kind of performance that defines not just an MVP season, but one of those years history will never forget. If you're someone who experiences baseball as an epic, hit that like button and subscribe now. Here, we don't just follow stats. We live each chapter like we're in the stands, feeling every swing's impact. This community is built for those who get chills from every detail, every play, every historic moment. And this weekend, history might be rewritten. But what makes this moment so special? It's simple. In his entire career, Aaron Judge has never stepped onto the field at Coors in an official regular season game. And that's rare. We're talking about a superstar who travels across the U.S., facing every kind of challenge, from fireball pitchers to hostile crowds. Yet, due to scheduling quirks and interleague rotations, Judge's path and Coors Fields haven't crossed. Until now, with the Yankees facing the Rockies in Denver, Judge is expected to take the field this Friday, unless injury or some unexpected event removes him from the lineup, which at this point seems extremely unlikely. He'll make his long-awaited debut at the stadium where so many sluggers have made their names. But few arrive with the aura he carries, and the impact goes beyond a single home run. Picture the scene: the sun setting over the mountains, Rockies fans packing the stands, and Aaron Judge at the plate. A powerful swing, a ball soaring higher, farther, disappearing into the thin Colorado sky. Would it be just another stat, or a cinematic moment, a definitive signature, etched into the concrete of the last American stadium yet to witness his talent up close? But there's another possibility. What if he goes hitless? That would preserve a certain mystique. Coors Field will remain the only stage where Aaron Judge is yet to shine. A mystery, a piece left in suspense. And like any good story, that would only feed the curiosity. Because if there's one thing we've learned from following MLB's giants, it's that unfinished chapters hold more tension than the ones already closed. Still, there's a feeling of inevitability. Judge is healthy, confident, and playing the best baseball in the league right now. The Yankees know it. The clubhouse feels it. When the captain is at this level, everything revolves around him. Even opposing pitchers seem to change their strategies. Even rival fans hold their breath. He steps on the field, and everything shifts. Now I want to hear from you. Will he hit a home run in his Coors Field debut? Will Judge finally cross that name off the list and seal yet another chapter in his journey toward a Hall of Fame? Drop a comment below if you believe this will be one of the magical nights of the season. And more. Do you think we're witnessing the best Aaron Judge of all time? What if I told you the Yankees' next bold move could come from the most unlikely place? Not California, not Texas, but Queens. Yes, straight from their crosstown rival. While the Yankees dominate the American League with power and authority, a silent absence still echoes at the heart of their rotation. Garrett Cole remains out. Luis Gil, brilliant as he's been, can't carry the entire load. And despite promising recent performances from Will Warren, there's a clear gap, a hole, an invisible risk that could explode at the worst possible moment. October, during Subway Series week, with emotions running high between the Bronx and Queens, one name is starting to gain traction behind the scenes. Paul Blackburn. The same Blackburn who shined as an all-star in 2022 with the Athletics. The same one who hasn't thrown a single pitch for the Mets this season. A crazy idea? Maybe. But if baseball history has taught us anything, it's that the strangest moves are often the most decisive. Let's go back for a moment. In nearly 2 decades, the Yankees and Mets have made just one meaningful trade. Rivalry, pride, opposite directions. Everything always kept these franchises from any relevant deal. But the landscape has changed. On one side, the Yankees are one piece away from completing the puzzle. On the other, the Mets are sinking in uncertainty, injuries, and possibly heading toward a rebuild. And when two worlds collide like this, anything can happen. It was Kerry Miller from Bleacher Report who planted the seed of strategic chaos. In his report, he suggested the Yankees could trade young pitcher Cam Schlittler despite still playing at a high level. Small, discreet move represents but one with the potential to redefine the Yankees' rotation. And if you're here, it's because you live for this kind of rumor. So hit that like button now, because the doors we're about to open reveal what no one else is saying. The inside story of a potential trade between mortal rivals. And if you haven't subscribed yet, this is the time. Here we turn stats into story, game into cinema, rumor into history. Cam Schlittler isn't a household name, but scouts know him. Since the start of last season, he's racked up 198 strikeouts, over 158.1 innings with a 3.24 ERA. Strong command, ideal frame, consistent delivery. A young arm with upside. Exactly the kind of trade chip that appeals to teams like the Mets, who are looking to rebuild and reset. On the other side, Paul Blackburn, now 31, was traded from the Oakland Athletics to the Mets at last year's deadline. He didn't arrive with much fanfare, and he hasn't had the chance to show anything. Just 5 appearances before landing on the IL with back discomfort. Later, a knee issue delayed his spring training, but now his return is imminent. He's begun rehab with AAA Syracuse and looks close to being game ready. Blackburn has never been a headline maker, but in 2022 and 2023, he showed what managers love: reliability. The ability to eat innings, keep the game manageable, avoid major disasters. True, he's never pitched more than 21 games in a season, but as the 5th man in a rotation, he delivers. Not flashy, but steady. And that's exactly what the Yankees need. Not glamour, stability. Someone to help shoulder the innings burden that, without Cole, falls heavily on Gil, Stroman, Cortez, and Schmidt. Someone to prevent bullpen burnout in August. Someone to keep the engine running until October arrives. Now imagine the psychological impact of this trade. A deal between the Yankees and Mets always carries weight, no matter the scale. Trading a promising youngster for an injured veteran might seem like a bad deal until October comes. That's when every pitch is a battle. Every mistake costs a title, and pitchers like Blackburn show their true value. But there are risks. He could get hurt again. He might not readjust. He might simply not fit. And the Yankees must weigh this with surgical precision. The price, Cam Schlittler, isn't cheap. But what's at stake may be far greater. The chance of plug holes before they become fatal flaws. And the Mets? They're in selling position. A promising young arm could be the foundation of a new cycle. And if they no longer believe Blackburn will be a meaningful piece this season, it makes sense to cash in while there's still value. And you, fan, do you think this trade makes sense? You, who follow every rumor like it's a clue in a greater mystery. Do you believe Blackburn could really be the final piece in the Yankees puzzle? Drop a comment below. If you were Brian Cashman, would you make this trade? Or would you hold out for a bigger name, even if it came at a steeper price? Have you ever heard the sound of thunder cutting through the silence of the Rocky Mountains? It's not the wind. It's not a storm. It's the anticipation of something big, almost epic. A name, a number, 99, Aaron Judge. Since his debut in 2016 with the Yankees, Judge has been more than just a home run hitter. He is a symbol. A 2-meter colossus who commands crowds, changes the course of games, and pushes the limits of the sport. MVP, icon leader. One of the most dominant players of the modern era. But there is still one place where his power hasn't echoed. A single field where he has never played an official regular season game. And now, that field is about to witness the impact of a true force of nature. We're talking about Coors Field. The Rocky Stadium, nestled in Denver, Colorado, known for one unique factor, altitude. Over 1,600 meters above sea level, the thin air transforms the way the game is played. Balls travel farther. Hits take on a life of their own. It's a paradise for hitters, but also a treacherous ground for anyone who dares enter without knowing the unspoken rules of that place. And it's exactly there that Aaron Judge is about to step for the first time. This is more than just a game. It's a symbolic debut. Because even the greatest need to complete their own maps. Judge has already left his mark in practically every major stadium in the league. Fenway Park, Camden Yards, Minute Maid Park, Yankee Stadium. He has destroyed them all. But Coors Field remains a missing piece in this legendary puzzle. And that brings us to now. Aaron Judge arrives despite still playing at a high level. Absolutely overwhelming moment. He has played all 49 Yankees games so far this season. Yes, all of them. An achievement that by itself shows consistency and resilience. But the numbers are even more impressive. A .396 batting average, 16 home runs, and a 3.8 WAR. This is a kind of performance that defines not only an MVP, but one of those seasons history never forgets. If you're someone who lives baseball as an epic saga, go ahead and leave your like now and subscribe. Here, you don't just follow stats. You live every chapter as if you're in the stands, feeling the impact of every swing. This community is for those who celebrate every detail, every play, every historic moment. And this weekend, history might be about to be rewritten. But what makes this moment so special? It's simple. Throughout his career, Aaron Judge has never stepped onto Coors Field in an official regular season game. And that's rare. We're talking about a superstar who travels across the United States, facing every kind of challenge, from fierce pitchers to hostile crowds. Yet, by the quirks of scheduling and interleague rotation, Judge and Coors Field's paths have never crossed. Until now, with the Yankees facing the Rockies in Denver, the expectation is that Judge will take the field as soon as this Friday, unless an injury or unexpected event removes him from the lineup, which so far seems extremely unlikely. He will make his long-awaited debut in the stadium where so many hitters have cemented their legacies. But few arrive with the aura he carries. And the impact of this goes beyond a simple home run. Imagine the scene. The sun setting over mountains, the Rockies crowd filling the stands, and Aaron Judge at bat. A powerful swing. A ball flying high, farther and farther, vanishing into Colorado's thin sky. Would it be just another statistic? Or a cinematic moment? A definitive signature, etched in the concrete of the last American stadium that has yet to see his talent up close? But there's also the other side. What if he comes up empty? That would keep the mystique alive. Coors Field will remain the only stage where Aaron Judge hasn't yet shined. A mystery, an unfinished chapter. And like every great story, that would only fuel more curiosity. Because if there's one thing we've learned following the giants of MLB, it's that every unfinished chapter carries more tension than those closed. Still, there's a sense of inevitability. Judge is healthy, confident, and playing the best baseball in the league right now. The Yankees know it. The locker room feels it. When the captain is at this level, everything revolves around him. Even opposing pitchers seem to change their strategies. Even rival fans hold their breath. He steps onto the field, and everything changes. And now I want to hear from you. Will there be a home run in his Coors Field debut? Will Judge finally cross that name off the list and seal another chapter in his journey to the Hall of Fame? Comment below if you believe this will be one of the magical nights of the season. And more. Do you think we're seeing the best Aaron Judge of all time?